Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. And before we even start our interview, please introduce yourself, say about your affiliation, where you're working, and what are your scientific fields, so everyone understands the direction of topic that's going to be held. Okay?
So my name is Frank Kruger. I'm associate professor at George Mason University in Virginia, in the US, and my field of expertise is social neuroscience. So we try to understand how the normal brain works when you socially interact with other people.
Oh, wow. Okay. What about you?
I am Alexey Samsonovich, and I am currently a professor at Moscow Nuclear University. My field of study is artificial intelligence, and I am particularly focused on socially emotional artificial intelligence. We are currently developing new technology to make machines emotionally intelligent.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. And what about you?
I am Valentin Klimov. I am Vice Director of Institute Cyber Intelligence Systems and administrator of this process. That's all.
Okay, I guess the next question that would be very interesting to our audience is, how did you, three of you, just got together? Do you work with each other, or how do you relate to each other? Yeah, do you work? Maybe you have your general research or common research?
Yeah, Frank and I actually worked together abroad in the United States in the same institution. And it happened that we now are part of the same grant in Russia. We just received a grant from Russian Science Foundation to study human brain, artificial intelligence, and connection between the two. So this is how we are together now.
Yeah, and we share similar research interests. So my field of interest is how people trust each other, and it's very important in the future we will interact with artificial intelligence, and also the question is now, how do we trust, for example, social robots, etc. And that's why it's a good connection to talk with Alexey and with MEPhI to come up with, to combine what we know about the brain, but also to build it into artificial intelligence systems.
Okay. And are you going to use MEPhI as a platform for your research, or are you going to work separately, like in different countries? How is it going to be held?
I think for now we're starting here, just a getting starting point to get something started, and then I think on the long run it would be better also to maybe go also for international grants. But I think this was very good to get preliminary data, develop some more ideas in more detail, get some data, and then I think the next step would be for asking for international collaborations and grants.
Next question is, what are the methods and instruments you use when you're carrying out your experience, maybe when you're doing your measurements, like what are the techniques, what are your key techniques in your research?
So I'm a social neuroscientist, so what we're using is functional magnetic resonance imaging. So we put people in an fMRI machine where you have to lay down, and then in there you, for example, perform some social tasks. So otherwise we have to trust somebody, or you observe somebody, you have to see how the person thinks about you, etc. You make attribution about the person. And then what we're doing is we measure their brain activity to understand where in the brain, for example, those are the brain areas when you light up and you are trusting somebody or thinking about body or making moral decisions. And to understand the brain, then if we know how the brain works, we can try to use that knowledge and then imply it in artificial intelligence. And then Alexey might pick up, because he has a very nice model about how we can model emotion and cognition at the same time. Right?
Yeah, we also have EEG here. We will use facilities in Moscow State University and in Kurchatov Institute. Currently, we rely on the scanner in Kurchatov Institute to do fMRI. And we have equipment at Moscow State University to do EEG. So we have to combine all these studies together with the virtual environment developed by my students in the form of a video game that people play while their brain is being imaged by EEG and fMRI. So that's a combination of all studies from all perspectives.
And about your research, maybe not now, but like in 10 years or 20 years, are you going to imply your results in like everyday life? Just how is it going to like actually help the human being, like to maybe understand themselves better, like to live better life, and like just to restore the humanity maybe somehow?
I mean, the idea is, for us, it's interesting to, whatever you learn, as I said, the focus on this grant is more about artificial intelligence. So bring the human mind, brain to the artificial intelligence so that they are actually equal. And I think in the future we will interact with artificial intelligence. And now the question is, can we use what we learned so far about the brain to help to implement this? And then in the future, there might be systems, and you don't even know if one of us is maybe a social robot sitting.
Just give 3 recommendations to young scientists who is going to be a researcher in your field. Like 3 recommendations.
I think that interest is number one. Enthusiasm. When people like science, want to do it, that's the main factor. And I don't see it in many students here, unfortunately, because they are mostly business-oriented or industry-oriented. In my view, it's unfortunate, but it will change soon, I hope. Yeah.
Okay, one from you.
Yeah, I think be enthusiastic and then so be bold, keep your dreams, because I think people over time then adjust their dreams because they don't get the feedback from, or they get feedback from the environment, maybe they feel also a bit odd or different. I think, be interested in, but also keep the stakes high over time too, also that you can accomplish it.
Okay, thank you. One from you.
I think
be
that
fair.
it's enthusiasm, really, at work, and not only work. And I think that interest is the main part because it's very need for students. When they need to give some scientific dreams, realize them, and go to the exchange and conferences and some other.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and I'm very thankful that we've got this interview. So it was very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's the same, thanks.